Okay, I'm starting something different here. I'm gonna try this differently. I'm going through my timeline right now, and I'm reading. So I wanted to do this. I thought it was kind of cool.
Tesla. Going on now at the White House Tesla Auto Mall. It's the biggest sale of the year.
Very safe, it's very strong, heavy. It's all steel, stainless steel.
Come on down to Pennsylvania Avenue just off Route 29 to get our best deal ever on a brand new Tesla.
I want to make a good deal here. They have one, which is $35,000, which is pretty low.
Get a Model 1 with a different panel and everything's computer.
This is a different panel than I've had. Everything's computer.
So don't waste your time going to those other Tesla dealerships with riots and flaming cyber trucks. You gotta come down to White House Tesla Auto Mall.
I love Tesla.
You gotta come down to White House Tesla Auto Mall.
This is really amazing.
Tesla. Tesla.
That is funny as crap. This is what they did to counteract the the stupid riots that are going on that are causing fear in Americans. Now, I did state that I wanted to on my timeline to clarify with everybody about this guy that they're protesting now. Oh, wait a minute. And, yeah, that's me. Humor definitely is back. So, anyways, I'm going through my timeline, and this morning it's all about that guy who is getting his green card revoked. I don't think he's got, I think he's got a green card, not just a student visa. I'm not sure at this point. It's all confusing. But, where is that thing? Now, Alex Jones has been a target, by the way. One of his, employees or person that's affiliated with the Alex Jones show got murdered. Another one got swatted. And then, of course, you see they tried to kill the one that was swatted. It's domestic terrorism at its finest, and it just seems like they're not taking that lightly anymore. Because all throughout Trump's first term, this is what we went through. And I'm just looking for, I just read through another voice here targeted for execution. Next door father and sister had separate swatting this evening. They're swatting them. They're threatening their families' lives. And it's not cool. It's not cool at all. This is not something that we need to take lightly, because yeah, it's just ridiculous. The guy there was an incident in New York. Oh God, that's me. They're using the same, tactic. I watch these conferences, these shush. I call these I watch these congressional hearings, and sometimes, like when I was watching the one on the not the January 6th, but the recent shooting in August of President Trump, when they don't have, when these people can't answer the question due to whoever's suppressing their answers, whoever's telling them not to answer. They have one thing memorized only. The reason why it's so important to see that these things are across the board, the same things being said across the board, is because this is the way people indoctrinate people, and people try to subliminally put something in your head. And it's you can see it better when you're watching the congressional hearing, and they keep repeating the same thing over and over again, and then they'll just cut them off and say, okay, you're refusing to answer the question. um, in a way, I feel bad for the people on the left, because I don't, we all don't know. I asked God last night. I said, why is this happening? And it's a really dangerous place to be, is in that seat on the left in Congress. I'm calling them all sorts of names, but it's almost like, they owe these people that are pulling their strings a lot, and that if they go against what they're being told, I think their lives are being. I, when God was speaking back to me, He said, "I think their lives are being threatened." I don't think this is not a game. This is not something to be laughing at. As far as these people go, it's something to really look at and say, this isn't a game anymore. It's not peaceful protests. It's paid agitators. I think somebody was said on here that they were paid $40 an hour to do what they're doing at Tesla right now, to do all, like, even Black Lives Matter, all in Trump's first term. Well, not all in his first term, but after the lockdowns and stuff. I think that's when all the monies were paid out. They get credit cards too. And Elon Musk had mentioned, Joe did mention, they have more credit cards than they have people that are employed by the government. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe some of those credit cards, if they're giving them credit cards, are from the government. So this is why the left is pushing back so hard, is they don't want us to find out anything, and since they're being very, very honest about it. But things, they said, if you, no matter what's done in private, it's all going to come out. And Trump's not God, Trump's not Jesus, or the second coming or anything, but what's done in secret is actually coming out, and a lot of people aren't understanding what's going on. All this is a is mind control. It's They're saying the same thing, they're being told to say the same thing. I mean, I was appalled when I heard that they had a meeting with Zelensky before Trump even had his meeting. I mean, what's that? Undermining the government? Then there's another one of these people that are in office that actually went to the Ukraine and was talking to him. Oh, I visited the Ukraine and I saw it firsthand. It's like he just like undermined Vance and Trump. Oh, well, I'm better. I at least went and saw. And that to me is suspicious behavior. Is it normal behavior for these people to do it to each other? Right or left? I don't know. It probably is. Left is screaming, they did it to us, they did it to us, but, two wrongs don't make a right. I mean, and to the level that I'm seeing, they haven't done it to this level. Maybe one or two people have done this stuff to them. But, and you notice that it's all female, mostly female in the left side in Congress, in these seats, in the judges' seats, mostly female. It's mostly female with a lot of things. And that's because one of these groups, and I already shared it on my timeline on Facebook, and one of these groups is that's running the show. It's an NGO. Um, is banging for a feminist society, meaning feminism. They don't want men involved in Congress at all. And this is another thing you got to look at too. Elon is just, is working with Trump, doing nothing that Trump isn't asking him to do. He's an advisor basically to Trump. Every president has advisors that are not paid. Elon used to be a Democrat, so if you see pictures of him coming out with frickin' Epstein's girl and all that, no, he's probably been in the underground, because that's where the Democrats have been. And I'm just saying this is all, you can look it all up. So anyways, I'm going through my timeline and I'm trying to find the guy's name that they're trying to deport, because I can't pronounce it and I can't remember it. But I come across this. Meet Zohan Mandani. He's an assemblyman in New York City. He's a candidate. I didn't see him assault her. I saw him push her a little bit, but she, these people are pushing on them to keep them back, So, is it really assault? I don't think it's assault, but there's a few things that come out on him. So let me play this clip.
How many more New Yorkers without charge? Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan? How many more New Yorkers without charge without charges? How many more New Yorkers?
Okay, now that's the guy. Okay, he's running. He better not get in Congress. Well, they have a lot of people doing investigations on who these people are. And I went and I clicked it and I was scrolling down. See, this is the Democrats are doing this, which it's kind of right if you look at it. Um, some people don't have a clue, don't have an understanding of what's going on when they post this stuff, because it's not about this. It's not about this at all. Okay? It's not about that. That's just whatever. Um, they're talking about money now because it's a big hot topic. But some of this is what I'm talking about. His coalition, he is a democratic socialist. He's a communist. And did I click on that and get the more information? No, I didn't. People are thinking it's funny, but it's not. This is not a funny topic. Is it this one? This is one of them. He was born. They actually have do digs on these people, and they find out pretty interesting thing. His hostile verbal attack on Tom Holland, which it kind of was, but see, these people do not love the USA. Okay, Mahmoud Kali Lil is a very dangerous person. That's why he's in custody right now. I'm trying to find that for you too. Is this where it is? Okay, well, I won't comment on him because he's dangerous. And I don't want to. I'm just a mom trying to make sense of the world today. See, this is where you can put two and two together, because it is happening overseas. I mean, overseas right now, they have a Christmas bazaar every year in one of these countries. They have a Christmas bazaar every year, and because there's more Muslims in capital now, you cannot say Christmas or you're getting arrested on those streets. They can't call it a Christmas bazaar. Why? It's offensive to the Muslims. So there might be some truth in this one. Okay, Islam is pursuing the exact same mechanism as Hitler used to attempt to take over US. They seek totalitarianism. Okay, and there's a lot of Christians being murdered overseas right now in these places that the Muslims have taken over. They're just flat out murdering them. So, do you really want this in the United States? Is my question, especially those leaning left that are Christian. You don't want what's coming from the West. You don't want that here. I mean, from the East. You don't want that. But you're protecting it. Every time Trump makes a move, he's trying to make a move to save democracy and to save us. You're pushing back. You got to know who you're backing. Who are these people you're backing? Some of them won't have your best interest in mind. You'll vote for them, and then they'll cut off your head. All right, now, there was something down here that actually... Oh, it is London. It is London. If he becomes New York City mayor, New York City will spiral into chaos like London under the other guy. He's got a meltdown, assault on police in this video show he's unfit to lead. We'll see skyrocketing crime, open borders in city run by radically ideologically instead of reason. We can't afford it. We can't. We can't afford this in the United States. It can't happen. We are a sovereign country. We need to stay a sovereign country, and these people want to take over. I'm looking for where they actually did a bio type thing on him. He's a Democrat socialist born in Uganda. He's not an American born citizen. I don't look at people who are not American born, okay? My heart is pulled in that natural citizen thing. I look more along the lines what they've been doing in the country. Okay, these people make claims. They're not posting anything, putting their money where their mouth is. Okay, he's Democratic Socialist of America. That means he's communist, American Communist Party. See, look at this. Imprisonment of Christians praying outside abortion clinics. He you can get a feel because this one's remembering that. Let's see. Uh, See, he's paid to promote genocide for the Jewish. It's not just that. It's a little bit more than that. So, another one. He's defending somebody who spread terrorist propaganda. And he did do that. Oh, and by the way, they are upset because they're deporting that person that set fire to that woman in New York City. That's unbelievable to me that anybody supports that. That person stay in the United States. Um, he's not. I don't think he's assaulting the sheriff. I think he's just pushing back on him to try to get a. He's throwing his words at people. Is what he's doing. He's throwing his energy. He's not. That's why he's pushed forward and everything. That's called throwing your energy at somebody. Um, God, where is that? I can't stand it when I lose sight of things. I sit there, and this is why I wanted to do this, and I lost sight of where it was. So, anyways, this politician is not somebody you really want in your neighborhood, so to speak. Okay, I'll show that again.
How many more New Yorkers will not charge? Do you believe in the First Amendment? Do you believe in the First Amendment, Tom Homan? How many more New Yorkers will the judge let target?
Yeah, I don't see him insulting somebody. I think he's just so testosterone driven and trying to throw his thing around, and then the other thing is he's trying to get elected, so he's trying to show his power too. So anyways, this is what I do sometimes, every morning, drinking my coffee when I wake up. So I go through my timeline. Charlie Kirk, I like him. I like the way he talks on the fly. He can think on the fly. Anybody who can think on the fly like that, like him or Elon Musk. I mean, I got a person here that older than me that really remembers Schniznit that I don't. So to me, Charlie Kirk is very not only charismatic, but he's very intelligent, and he's right on the ball with being able to debate things. Um, he's talking about Galvin Newsom, who's flipped his stance on deportation. Or no, 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 not on deportation, but he's flipped his opinion about women in girls sports. This guy, see, the thing about Trump that I'm gonna tell everybody, that one of the things I like about him is he doesn't change his what he thinks. He doesn't change his position on things unless somebody gives him good reason to. Like his son, don't ban TikTok. Why? Because these platforms are where you find the younger voters. Makes sense. So he changed his opinion. But flipping your opinion like Newsom just did, it's kind of suspect, especially when he's still not opening up about the borders being shut, and his state is still looking like overseas. It's trashed. Okay? He's been arrested for and charged for attempting to receive fraudulent funds from FEMA. This is a director at Customs and Border Protection. Funds from FEMA. Stuff that's supposed to help the American citizen in a disaster. Why is somebody at the Customs and Border Patrol Protection going to receive fraudulent funds from FEMA? Why? What does he need it for? I read another one where one guy had some of the funding in a bank account out of the United States, which you always hear about. When you get older, you'll hear about that a lot. You keep your money in a Swiss bank account somewhere. Um, oh, oh. The other thing last night I was thinking about was if I looked at it through a lens, through my eyes, when Trump was giving his speech and I looked out onto the audience and you saw the left, this is funny, but it was actually to Trump's, yeah, it was to Trump's left, and then to the right, the Democrats were. Okay, they were split. You could see the major difference in the way they spoke, the way they dressed, the way they clapped, everything. Everything. Now, to the left of him was the Republicans who were dressed nice, and there were females there, okay, dressed very nice and to the T, very appropriately. Then to the right, you got these people that were like, the energy levels were zapped from them. Literally, you could see the the what they wore, how they dressed, their hair, most of them were women. Most of them were women. And then you had transgender. Okay. Now the guy in front, the basically the only man in that whole thing, when he was yelling, the one that got thrown out, you could see a demon behind him. I saw a demon through him. I didn't see him. Now, they're broken. Literally, and I feel bad for them. They're broken people. And this is where I got, it's almost like a mafia type thing where they got something from whoever's funding them and they have to pay it back. And they can't leave until they pay it back, or somebody's going to hunt them down and kill them, literally, or their family member. That must be a hard place to be in. Even if they wanted to change what they were doing, they couldn't for fear, out of fear. That's the message I was getting last night. So in a way, I feel kind of upset and bad for them, and I prayed for them. No matter what they're showing on the outside, their strength and whatever, there's things going on behind the scenes that we don't know. And part of it is shown with what I showed as far as the Satanic Temple wanting to do a mass in one of the government buildings. I think it was Kansas. It wasn't about the satanic mass. It was about control of that building. It was funded and all that by politics. These people are broken. I get some of these people are following them because they want to be in the party that's not going to be persecuted in the end. Because they think that these people are going to end up running our country. And if you're Christian on that side, and it's true that the Muslims are doing this and seeing what's going on overseas with the murders of Christians, this is not a good thing. Not a good thing, not a good party for you to be a part of and to get behind. Now, there was something else that they were talking about. I had a short conversation with somebody. He went to church this weekend and they tried to use the temptation of Christ on the mountain, the 3 temptations of Christ that he had with the devil. They tried to equate it to what Trump's doing. Now, I'm going to tell you, there is a way to use that particular teaching on the whole of the government and what's going on behind the scenes. I do know personally somebody that I think falls in this category, and I'm not going to mention the name. But this person told me that they belong to a church that said, oh, if you follow God, he's going to give you everything you want in life. He's just going to give it to you. That worries me. You're in a church and somebody's saying that. That is the last temptation of Christ. Bow down to me and worship me, and I'll give you everything that you see. And Christ, of course, didn't, because he already knows that that's his to begin with. So some of these people, I know it was going on in the entertainment business for years. If you follow me, I'll give this to me. That's what you call selling your soul. That's why they say it's selling your soul. Because they're giving up everything they own and want, and even themselves and what they think, and they're giving it to somebody else so that somebody else can work through them. Because they want to get the riches in the world today. They don't want to wait for the afterlife to get their rewards. And when you sell out your soul, this is what happens. When you look out in the audience, you see the decline, the mental decline, the decline in energy. You basically can, the energy is sucked right out of them. The decline in respect in not dressing the way they should be dressed. I don't care. As long as they don't show up naked, I'm fine. I don't put value on clothes. But when you're an elite and you're a politician and there's a dress code, you follow it. My nursing home had a dress code. We had to wear scrubs. You follow the dress code. So that's the only thing I want to say. There is a way to teach about this, and I could very well turn around and make it all about politics and say, oh yeah, the Democrats all sold their souls, because that's what it looks like to me. But who am I to say that? Because then in my mind it's saying, well, remember, Satan will come as an angel of light. So you get these Democrats that look like they're completely sucked of their soul and energy, but then you got people that totally look normal. So you don't know. It's confusing. Satan comes as an angel of light, meaning even feelings. He can even mimic the feelings that you get when you're around them. The other thing, the biggest thing I was thinking about, and I'm trying to put this into words, is we have this party, the Democratic Party, that is being funded a lot by groups that are looking for feminine democracy, rights for females. And, you see all these Democratic judges, mostly are female. Most of our Democrats are female or transitioning to be female. I saw, and this wasn't in the United States, they had like this, what was it, a fashion show, and this big man comes on stage dressed up, doesn't look happy at all, in a dress, walking around. And what flew in my mind was, oh, this was a rite of passage. Because if you think about it, in the movies, every man that wants to make it big has to dress up like a female at one time or another. And that's true. They do that. The men are made a mockery. Okay? You got people that are not wearing shirts in public, which is indecent exposure in the United States, that they should have been arrested. Okay? It's indecent exposure. Painted. Putting their hands up like a Nazi with a swastika on their bellies. Now, if you're totally against Nazis, why are you even doing that? I wouldn't be caught dead painting that stuff on me. It would make me puke. But here they are, being initiated into this cult-like behavior. Shaving your head, all that stuff. It's cult-like behavior. It's different to sit there and share color of ribbon for support of cancer or a good cause than it is to paint a swastika on your belly in the red, white, and blue, which ends up like a Nazi intentionally. Elon Musk did not do that intentionally. But these people intentionally did it. And believe it or not, the Democratic Party started the KKK and has known to terrorize Republicans and people who vote for Republicans. This has been going on for years. It's not a new concept. It's just getting more and more exposed and disgusting. I was thinking it's really funny because the serpent or the devil tempted Eve in the garden before he got to Adam to make Adam fall. Look what we're seeing in the Democratic Party. It's the subversion of women, the temptation of women to make men fall. That's where my mind was going with all that. So, I really wanted to show you about this, the deportation. Because, I thought this was a good writing, so I'm going to read it. I can't pronounce his name. Mamam Khalil, I don't know. Deportation isn't just a legal formality, it's a line in the sand. A blazing signal to every American hating agitator. Okay, he's a green card holder. He's an activist. He spent his time at Columbia University not building a future but tearing ours down. He's been a ringleader in a pro-Palestinian protests, accused of cozying up to Hamas, a terrorist group that wants nothing less than the destruction of our allies and destabilization of our way of life. And now the radical left is screaming to keep him here. And this is why I say go on Twitter. Because they do put their money where their mouth is. They post truths in here. the activism. He's heavily involved in a leading person in a group that is hell bent on destroying us as a nation. Tariffs, that's another big one somebody needs to look at. I haven't even looked at that. I get headaches just looking at all this. But yeah. Okay, yeah. That guy's always answering to Democrats. I keep on, like, clicking, like, getting rid of. I don't want Democrats seeing my posts. Like I said, I want to be under the radar. I like that. That's so cute. See, um, I don't like take everything that people say on here for face value. I'll look it all up. I want to hear this.
If the government shuts down, it will be average Americans who suffer most. A government shutdown means seniors who rely on Social Security could be thrown into chaos as the Social Security Administration limits certain services like benefit verifications or fixing errors in payments. Our veterans could see regional VA offices shut down and support services put on hold. Some of our military service members could be forced to work without pay. Families who benefit from WIC and other nutrition programs could see benefits halted. If the government shuts down, it will be average Americans who suffer most. A government shutdown means seniors who rely on Social Security could be thrown into chaos as the Social Security Administration limits certain services like benefit verifications or fixing errors in payments. Our veterans could see regional VA offices shut down and support services put on hold. Some of our military service members could be forced to work without pay. Families who benefit from WIC and other nutrition programs could see benefits halted. If the government shuts down, it will be average Americans who suffer most. A government shutdown means seniors who rely on Social Security could be thrown into chaos as the Social Security Administration limits certain services like benefit verifications or fixing errors in payments. Our veterans could see.
Okay. This guy doesn't care if we have a shutdown now, though. That's the point. That's why he's saying it's hypocrisy. All right. Okay, I'm on my page. I'm like, Oh, okay, breaking Meta is launching community notes. I got a community note today that didn't make sense. I should. Hold on. Oh, shit. I don't want that. Hold on. Copy image. Why is this opening? Okay, now what I want to do is go back. got it. So, anyways, I had to do that. So, anyway, this is what I do in the morning, and it's not like they're not like playing these clips, and some of them are in full, so it shows you the exact truth. It's not like they're lying. So, anyways, we threw Rosie O'Donnell at Ireland. Trump loves Ireland. Rosie O'Donnell moved to Ireland. This clip is about that.
Ireland is known for very happy, fun-loving people, great attitude, many in this room right now that I've met. Why in the world would you let Rosie O'Donnell move to Ireland? I think she's going to lower your happipiness level.
That's true. Thank you. I like that question.
Mr.
Do you know you have
Are you
Rosie
expecting?
O'Donnell?
Are you expecting?
Do you know who she is?
Yeah.
I'm joking.
You better off not. You better off not knowing.
President Trump, okay.
Ireland is known for
Trump has a sense of humor. And of course, who's next? No. People really love to see. That's why I don't go there, because that's not true. We know that's not true. Look at the polls. It's terrorism. Yeah. So the other thing that Trump is doing is he's trying to pass a thing where there's no tax on $150,000 if somebody makes less than that in the United States. Um, just Canada nor Mexico have killed a single chicken. Oh boy. Oops. Get rid of that tab. Get rid of this tab. Go back to this tab. All right. So, yeah. This is the whole thing. There are 394 million Social Security recipients million in the United States. All right. There are only 334 million citizens in the US. I haven't looked that up. Let's look that up now. See, this is what I do. I don't just go. Okay, there's 333.29 million. I don't know if they updated that to get rid of Rosie O'Donnell. So 333. Numbers off. Well, they rounded it up. So it's true. So if they found out, I mean, the citizens in the United States, there's only 334. So how can that be? Undocumented immigrants. That's how that can be. So anyway, I didn't know Calvin Coolidge got the most. That's pretty cool. Reagan's no. Roosevelt's not surprising. Wow. Okay. That's fine. And he's right. She went full racist stereotype with it. She stereotyped everybody. I like this guy. He's one of my friends on here. Uh, see what Charlie Kirk said, because Charlie Kirk, see, he actually puts links and stuff. Columbia is using its prestige in elite undergraduate school. I read this and yeah, yeah. Ew. This is vaccine injury. Those are clots from patients that died of vaccine injury. Those are clots they pull out of arteries. Those aren't the arteries themselves. And of course, this is all wrong. Um, I'd like to hear whether or not that is normal for that to happen when they're embalming someone. I'll look it up. Mr. McBride, or whatever his name is, okay, looks like a person that's actually transitioning. So I think they were in the wrong for calling him Matt, Mr. Chairman. Okay. This guy, I think, was a victim of trying to get in his way into the party he thought was going to be the winner. And it's a sad state to be in because you can't go back. Once you start, you can't go back. NIH doesn't grant NIH doesn't prevent pregnancy in transgender boys. And transgender boys, they still got a womb and they can get pregnant. Where do you go for that for your birth control? You go to the doctor and get birth control. You don't go to NIH. Okay?
Unknown caller.
Hello?
Marie, it's Beverly from the Census Bureau. Hi, honey. I'm calling back just to thank you for that information you gave me. I had someone drive out to the premise and it is burnt down. It was so.
Okay.
Thank you
I thought
very
I'd
much. I
let
would
you
have been
know.
working on this forever if I hadn't called you, but
Yeah,
thank
don't.
you.
Yeah. Well,
Uh-huh.
usually I hang up on these calls when I
Okay.
say, oh, well, you don't know, because I think they're all spam, you know?
Right.
And
All right.
this one I couldn't see everybody asking about that I got my I'm recording, so I don't want you to
Okay.
say too much, but usually
Okay.
I hang up on people, and I just thought I'd let you know. I don't know what compelled me to tell you that it burnt down. But I'm glad I did. You
Yeah.
sound like a very nice lady, and I'm glad I didn't
I
hang up on you. Well,
Okay.
you know what
Thank
it's
you.
like to get all these calls that.
Oh, I do. It's very tough in our jobs that we have, and I live in Manchester, but work for the Census Bureau over like 15 years now. It's just very hard to even get people to talk about anything. You know what I mean? Give you the
Yeah,
information
because
you
we get
need.
so many spam calls and so many
I
calls that are
know.
trying to steal our money. It's unbelievable.
Exactly. I know. I see here that between my landline and my cell phone, I get call after call after call after call. It's so extreme, and I can't block them because it may be a person from the Census Bureau who's calling to give me information. So I can't. So I have to at least answer the phone and find out who it is. You know what I mean? It's
So if it's
crazy.
a Census Bureau, usually it's not a bogus call.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I feel
All
bad
right.
for hanging up on everyone.
But we still need to introduce ourselves, and you still need to. You can also find out. You can like the number I'm calling from. You can also find out. You can call a Census Bureau and say, "Does Beverly Gamble work for you?" And they'll say yes. So I mean, if you have any
So you
problems at all,
encourage that. That's a good thing because like
absolutely.
like the police department. I'm like, well, if I want to donate to the police department, I'll take my money up to my police department.
Me too. Me too.
You know what I'm saying?
Me too.
Stuff like that.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I know.
so,
I know.
but with the Census Bureau,
Hmm.
you didn't ask me for any personal information except for what you asked me.
That address, right?
Yeah, that
Exactly,
address. And
right. And if
so,
what I usually do is I go out, it's because I have like 20 people I have to call every month, different surveys. So what I usually do is I go out to the premise and I give them my card. So at least even if they're not home, I leave it. So when I call, they can say they can relate the
they
card
know it's
back
not a
to.
bogus call.
That's correct. That's right. Because you just can't call people on a phone all day long and they not know who you are and you're giving your personal information.
Especially with
No,
all the
no, no,
scams
no,
that
no.
are out. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, it's scary. So I don't know what compelled me to tell you the information that I did, other than the fact that it's not harmful to tell somebody a house burned down.
Exactly.
You know?
Duh.
Well, if this is legitimate, this house burned down, so there's nobody living there, and there's no rooms. There's no rooms at all. None.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there but dirt. Hey, Marie, there's dirt there. That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. That's what I'm saying. How many
Yeah.
rooms? None. There's no
Right.
walls.
Yeah.
They tore
And
it
we can
down.
always look it up and see if there's 5 rooms, 6 rooms, or whatever. But that's all it's gonna ask. But it's not there, so there's no rooms.
There's
Right.
no rooms.
Right. And it hasn't built it back since.
Oh, that
Well,
was
there
a
you go.
historical building.
Was it?
And I,
Okay.
I feel bad that they even tore it down. I mean, they used to have stores there. You used to see it was the evolution since it was built. It was really sad to lose that building.
Mhm.
So,
But once a building burns down, it takes a while, years for them to tear it down, though, right?
mm,
Usually, Yeah.
No, because
Right.
our town, our mayor doesn't like to see stuff like that sit because it, first of all, attracts a lot of transient people that don't have homes, and it's very dangerous
Okay.
for them to be
Mhm.
in that condition, and
Right.
so he doesn't like it sitting there when it's a dangerous thing for,
Got it.
and we get a lot of youth around here that, yeah,
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
when you have
I
no
hear.
frontal lobe, you
Yeah,
do
I know.
stupid
I know. I know.
things.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very, very much. And I just put you, if you don't mind, I put your just your first name and your number down in case the corporate office wants to verify that it is vacant because I verified it with you. So, but I went out,
Yeah, but
also
if you
went
went
out.
out to, they shouldn't be calling me anyways if you went out there.
Exactly. There
So
you go. They got to trust that I know what I'm doing. You know
they're
what I mean?
paying you to do a job.
Yes.
If they want to know, they can travel out there.
Or they can come see me at Walgreens. I work at Walgreens in Manchester. Just come see me.
Yeah, right. Well,
Yeah,
just you know what? If you don't believe me, even if they're going to go see you, it's only like what, 15 minutes away.
that's correct. That's right.
Just come out
That's
and
right.
look for yourself. We're not lying.
Okay, honey. Thank you
Have a great
very, very
day.
much. Okay, you too, babe.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that was just a lady. She was calling from the Census Bureau, and I don't know what made me tell her that the house burned down that she was looking for, and there's no walls there. So, anyways, yeah, common sense. Um, NIH doesn't give you birth control. I would be more believing if it said Planned Parenthood. So, anyways, I'm gonna let you go because this is long. Have a good day.